I've been promising this video for quite a while now. Let's see how I've been using InvestEngine. My first impressions, frustrations and wins. If you're new to InvestEngine, we'll kick off by opening a Stocks and Shares ISA and just going through the dashboard and so on. All right, let's get started. Hello, I'm Marta, a money coach and designer living in London. Welcome back to my channel. First things first. To those of you unfamiliar with my story and my face, I'm a long-term investor, a big fan of index and exchange trade funds, and my investing platform of choice for a while now has been Vanguard, because of many reasons that I spoke about in this video. And not so long while ago, a new player appeared on the scene, InvestEngine, and offered a much wider choice of ETFs and zero platform fees for do-it-yourself investing. Now, this whole zero fees policy is something I don't believe will stay forever, but we can enjoy it while it lasts. These two things combined, a decent platform offering me access to investments I genuinely am keen to have access to, and low or no fees were enough for me to give InvestEngine a shot. So this tax year, my Stock and Shares ISA is with InvestEngine, not Vanguard. I'm treating it as a testing ground for now, to see how I like or dislike the platform and see if I trust it enough by the end of the year to transform some more of my old ISA funds from Vanguard later on. Let's take a look at InvestEngine and see how to open an account with it, see its dashboard and so on. I'm a designer, so I can be fussy when we talk user interface and user experience. Just saying. Time to open a Stock and Shares ISA. Now, these steps that I will be sharing with you in a second are taken after you've started an account with InvestEngine. You already signed up, and as long as you know how to sign up for a newsletter or a social media account, you will know how to follow the sign-up steps of InvestEngine. So you will be asked about the usual suspects: personal details, national insurance number, and have an option to link your bank account for simple top-ups. Simple. So imagine all that happened, and here we are. Let's go into accounts, and here we have some options. Individual savings account, which is our ISA. We have a personal account, which some platforms would call general account. And finally, we have a business account. I opened both an ISA and a business account. There are not many providers offering trading business accounts, especially ones without any fees. I wanted to start investing through my limited company, not much, a few £1,000 that would otherwise sit in a fixed business savings account, just in case. Anyway, let's leave this for another video. So, we chose an ISA and we press Get Started. And now we're creating our account. Let's choose Create a new portfolio. Then ISA, and finally choose a new ISA. We don't want to transfer an ISA, but open a new one. Done. Next, we have a choice of our investments. Here, and this screen was shot a while back, we had over 500 ETFs. We have a really easy way of searching our investments, and we do need to search for them because, as you can see, they're not grouped in any way. We can use the search bar on top of this page and then filter our results. Let's talk about those filters now. We have the asset class, whether we're interested in accumulating or distribution. Now, to those of you not familiar with these terms, when you choose a fund that accumulates, it means any money it makes you in dividends will be automatically reinvested for you in the same fund. So you won't see it. If you get a distribution fund, on the other hand, you will see that money and have a choice whether to manually reinvest it in the same or maybe a different fund, or treat it as income and spend it. The next filter lets you have the funds hedged. And that means that they usually will be a bit more expensive because they will be protected from currency exchange fluctuations. If you invest in the UK and buy a fund in North America, for example, you're trading in not your home currency. Sometimes you get an option of getting the same fund in two versions, hedged and unhedged. Keep in mind that currency exchange can go either way, sometimes in your favor too, and hedged fund will not let you benefit in such scenario. So finally, we can filter our results by ESG, which stands for Environmental Social Governance. These funds are for investors keen on ethical, sustainable investing. InvestEngine is good at showing you explanation of what things mean, by the way, just like here. So we can see the whole list of funds. It goes on and on. Let's filter them now. Let's choose equities, accumulative, and so on. Let's take a look at the good old SP 500, but by BlackRock, not by Vanguard. Here's our breakdown, then the key investor information. We can see the past performance in comparison to its benchmark, risk profile, and then fact sheets, so the key benefits, key risks, and so on. Let's try and add it to our portfolio now. Click this button and it's added. Now, mind you, I don't have any money in this portfolio, so what happens is this. InvestEngine is creating my portfolio and sets the asset weights. Right now, it's 100% equities, as you can see, because all I added is that one equity fund. Now, this button on the right lets me increase or decrease the weight of that fund in my portfolio. So when I add another fund, I can easily change the balance of my portfolio using these buttons. This is extremely useful, and if you're using trading apps, nothing new. But if you use Vanguard in the UK, for example, it's a massive breakthrough compared. You don't need to manually change these numbers or calculate them yourself. It's all done for you. What's more, InvestEngine prompts you to auto-invest your money, which we'll see in a second. So let's say you have a few funds and want to invest £1,000. You can split that grant between all the funds in your portfolio according to your asset allocation. In this portfolio here, it would all go into this one fund. But like I said, the moment I add more funds, the weights change and I can keep topping up my portfolio, maintaining those weights. If I have 20% in SP 500 and 80% in FTSE 100, £800 will go to the FTSE 100 and £200 to the SP 500. This is a very useful feature when you need to rebalance your portfolio. Say you want to keep a 50-50 split between equities and fixed income assets. But your equities perform so well that a year later, your portfolio shows 70% of equities and 30% of bonds. Using those simple percentage toggle buttons, you can bring your percentages back to 50-50 in no time. It makes it really easy to see how your portfolio is built and then rebuild it. So let's review and continue. And here we go. This is our summary, where we are, our sectors, and our holdings. Then we get our ISA declaration, which we agree to. We continue, and boom, our portfolio has been created. Our ISA is alive, and now we need to invest and fund our portfolio. This message says it all. Our investments will be bought in the next trading window. The usual procedure. Since we're investing in low-cost funds and are not too bothered about trading and catching the live price of our funds, meaning the price of exactly this time of the day, our order will be processed in a batch with many other orders in a specific time of day. We continue and we are done. Okay, so our portfolio value is 0. We chose the assets, but we didn't buy them. Let's buy £1,000 worth of this fund. Now, the moment we type that number in, we are giving an option to top up our account, so we go for it. By now, you will have linked your bank account. Mine is here. And then you have some other top-up options right below. I'm going to use my instant transfer. We're getting the ISA warning, basically a reminder how much we can still invest in this ISA in this tax year, provided we haven't invested any money in any other ISA in this financial year. We get a QR code, which we take a photo of with our phone if we use a mobile banking app. I do, so it's scanned, connects to my bank account, and then the transaction is completed on my phone from my bank's end. Cool. The transaction is approved and we added £1,000 to our account. Now we get an option to auto-invest it. So like I said, we can let InvestEngine split that amount, keeping our portfolio's weights. There is no point in this at this stage. I have only one fund, so I'm not choosing this option at the moment. Now we have the money. Let's choose to invest. I'll go to the investment and then press the buy sell button. Another quick reminder about when the order will be executed and when we will see the changes in the way our portfolio looks. Nothing unusual here. My experience with InvestEngine so far, and I know from some of my viewers that I'm not alone in this, it's slow. There's also another thing that can be pretty frustrating. Once you have a transaction scheduled, you're not allowed to have another transaction until that first transaction has been completed. This shouldn't matter much for long-term passive investors, but I hope InvestEngine fixes this, as it's a pain for anybody who likes to buy their investments outside of this auto-investment customer journey. So, from 0 to 100%. Let's confirm, and now the order has been submitted. For now, the value is still at 0, but as I mentioned earlier, this is because first the order must be completed and then this dashboard updated. Alright guys, so now you know how to open an ISA with InvestEngine, and you know my first impressions, frustrations and so on so far. Let me remind you that you can also start investing with InvestEngine. If you're in the UK and if you want a 25 welcome bonus, you can get it when you use my referral link. You can find it right below this video in the description and the comment section. So there have been some changes since I recorded the screens for the first section of this video. So let's take a quick look at my portfolio now. Unlike with my main financial freedom fund updates, I won't be publishing my ISA updates every month. So you'll see these every quarter, not more often. Here we go. This is the humble dashboard. I must say I'm really not a fan of InvestEngine UI design. They're a new company, but there are so many new, wonderfully designed apps out there. I just don't get why they wouldn't nail it from the beginning instead of fixing and improving later down the road. And their emails, my God, just look at these. Sure, the information is there, but the way it's handled, everything is rather undesigned, I must say. Anyway, I warn you at the beginning, as a designer, I pay attention to how things look and work. Anyway, here's my dashboard. I had a general account, but closed it as soon as the new tax year started and moved that money to my ISA. As you might know by now, you get a capital gains allowance of 12.3k per tax year, and so it wasn't really necessary for me to move that money. It wasn't much, as you can see from the summary of its gains, but something I strongly believe in and base my money coaching method on when working with my clients is this: simplify. Simplify, simplify, simplify. Otherwise things will get overwhelming, and the last thing we want from personal finance is to be overwhelmed by it. So, off with this general account and in with the ISA it is. My ISA is in red at the moment, but let's take a closer look at it. My portfolio value is slightly over £2,300. I am down by some £6 or so. The plan for this account is a bit different to my Vanguard accounts. I have an opportunity to invest in so many funds here. I'm going to take advantage of that. I also want to rebalance my what I call triple F, Financial Freedom Fund, at some point, and change my strategy a bit. Unfortunately, Vanguard cannot offer me everything I need, so this portfolio will have the missing parts of the puzzle. So far, I started with the iShares SP500, nothing new. I like SP500 and have some in my Vanguard accounts, so it's a reprise. But my second choice is new. Invesco Nasdaq 100. In case you're not familiar with Nasdaq, it's the second biggest stock exchange in North America, and it lists most of the world's technology giants. So the Nasdaq 100 is the 100 largest, most actively traded non-financial companies listed on this exchange. Let's take a look at the SP500. Let's see the last week. It went up and down and back to the maximum view. Here's a short description of the fund, the cost, and how it's been doing in my case. Then we can see the breakdown and all the holdings. The biggest ones on top, of course, and then the rest after pressing the button here. And now this is another thing I find really annoying. There's almost 500 listings and I scroll down and down and down until I reach Australia. Honestly, there should be a simple back to the top button right on the side that will allow me to use this in a more efficient way. Bad design. The regions tab, it's a fund tracking American largest companies, so it's a pretty straightforward breakdown. Let's move to sectors, and you can see immediately how diversified this fund is, which is why so many investors love it. It's seen as a benchmark and a pretty safe option for long-term passive investing. Let's go back. The Nasdaq 100 by Invesco is both more expensive and less diverse than SP 500. The last week it went up. The maximum view shows, however, its current downturn too. No surprises. In fact, the fact that it's in the green and made me more or less as much as SP 500 lost me is more of a surprise than this graph. Now, this is a distributing fund, which means I am going to get some dividends paid into my ISA at some point and will need to reinvest them manually. As you can see, the cost of this fund is not the lowest. Let's see the fund's details and breakdown quickly. My total return is over 6% so far. I'm not selling it, so let it be. The holdings, I'm sure these look familiar to you. And again, you can see the key information at the bottom of the page. The regions, as expected, mainly North American again. When it comes to sectors, technology is the biggest chunk, closely followed by industrial. So this is pretty much it when it comes to my ISA so far. You can see the weights of it here under each fund, more or less 50-50 at the moment, but things will change with time. I can tell you this already. Alright guys, this is it for today. This is what my portfolio with InvestEngine looks like. As I said, if you're keen on starting with InvestEngine, you can benefit from a £25 welcome bonus by using my referral link under this video. So far, I quite like InvestEngine. I really appreciate its variety of funds and the fact that they are fractional, meaning you can invest smaller amounts than the fund's value or whole amounts you send to your portfolio. These things make investing more accessible and much more efficient. I'm not sold on InvestEngine's design as yet. It does look like a corporate annual report of an insurance company, not a hip investing app. Not sure that's their brand vision, I hope not, but the ease of rebalancing the portfolio and seeing its weights are huge advantages and amazing selling points in my view. After over 3 months, I must say that I wish InvestEngine all the best. Oh, and I hope their customer service is still as good as the rumor has it. I needed their help once. I was setting up my business account and wasn't able to use the email address I used for my ISA. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't me, that it was actually their rule. And I must say they were quite efficient. You don't get a chance to call them, which I find a pain. I don't know about you, but I don't like chats, bots, and the maze of frequently asked questions that often just leads nowhere. Give me a human every time. But still, I use their contact form and hooray, hooray, somebody did get back to me swiftly and help me out. Fingers crossed this trend continues. I'll take a look at my ISA on this channel in about 3 months. As you can see, there isn't a lot happening here. The reason for this is simple. I reduced my working hours and I'm enjoying working less this summer. Maybe autumn, maybe winter too. We'll see how it goes, but that definitely impacts my ability to invest as much as I can outside of my triple F fund with Vanguard. Apparently, the rich have money and the wealthy have time, so there you go. How's your ISA doing so far? I hope you opened one. Anyway, hope you enjoy your day, hope you enjoy whatever you're doing. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you soon.